Corey Jensen is the Vice President of Enrollment at KCC. Julie is originally from Omaha, Nebraska, and this year is her 7th year at KCC and in Klamath Falls. She says about her the best part about her job is working with the community, promoting economic development, providing training, and help build and running an excellent community college. Julie has 2 little girls who will someday go to college, and when she thinks about what's best for her students, she always thinks what she would want to have happen to her kids.
Hello, seniors. Okay, I know I'm not from Chicago, but I want a little bit more enthusiasm than that. Hello, seniors. So I hope you feel the love in this room. That speech I thought was incredible. Our speaker really put himself out there. And why did he do that? And why is Pacific Power and the Herald and News sponsoring an event like this that's quite a cost? Why are the school districts involved and KCC and OIT? It's because we truly care about you. And so I want you to understand that and appreciate the commitment of this community to your future. It's truly remarkable. So I again want a round of applause for Pacific Power and the Herald and News and all the partners. We're going to have a little bit of fun too, because I think this group's up for a challenge. Is that right? Am I reading this right? Yeah. So I need 4 volunteers, and I need people with a good arm. Right? I want 2 women, and I want 2 men, and I want 4 different schools. All right? So I see one of these gentlemen here. They can do it out. Let's get clear up there. All right, now do we have any women? We at least need to have 1 woman up here. Where's the women, ladies? Where are you? Right there. So what is it? What is it that we always say about your generation? Right? That my generation, I'm Generation X, right? We're the slackers, right? So what does everybody always say about your generation that I so admire? What do they say? Silent. They say that you work well together, that you're ambitious, that you're into community service, that you want to make a difference, and I think that is absolutely fantastic. So we're going to do a little experiment here, and I want our volunteers to understand that safety first, right? Safety first. And so I want you to demonstrate how you work together, right? How you help each other succeed and how you want to achieve. And so we're going to throw, when I say, don't do it yet, we're going to throw these KCC Frisbees out to the audience. And if you catch it, right, hopefully your friends kind of help you position yourself. For anybody that catches a Frisbee, you get a $25 gift certificate to the KCC bookstore. So this is the deal. I'm going to challenge our participants. They cannot throw to their school, right? Cannot throw to their school. Because the other thing we say about your generation is that you guys are ethical, right? You do the right thing. And so they can't throw to the school. They need to be careful, right, about not hurting anybody. And they need to work together, and you need to work together so that we have all 5 of these Frisbees caught, and I can give out these gift certificates. Right? So on the count of 3, and again, if you throw to your school, the deal is off. The deal is off if you throw to your school. All right, are we ready for this? All right, you guys, show me how good you are. Show me how good you are. Count of 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, you guys, did anybody catch one? Darn it, but you know what you did? You participated in such a 110% way, and I truly appreciate that, so congratulations. Keep going. Oh, you did catch one. Okay, here we go. So if you caught one, and again, remember, ethical, you work together, you want to make a difference, right? Then what I want you to do is give your name to your principal, and if your principal verifies it with me, I will make sure you get your gift certificate to KCC. That sound like a good deal? Okay, that guy is going to walk around. Okay, let's talk a little bit. I'm only going to talk for about 10 minutes or so, but I want to focus on something that's kind of hip, right? Because you seem kind of like a hip crowd, and I got my boots on, so I'm feeling kind of hip too, right? And so I want to talk about going local. Now, we use those terms a lot. We talk about eating local, we talk about shopping local, but we don't often talk about going local with education. And so I want to talk a little bit about that. But first of all, I want you to think about a famous book. You guys read, right? High school seniors? Well, believe me, you're going to be reading when you go to college, so you better start. All right, so a famous book, A Tale of Two Cities. What is the famous line from that book? It was the best of times and it was the worst of times. Right? And there are elements of today, I think, that we can relate to that statement. There are such complexities in the world that we live in, but there is so much opportunity, and I am so encouraged by this generation. So what are some of those challenges? Shout them out. Woo! What are some of the challenges? What are some of the challenges and the complexities today? Okay, money. Some of the disparity between the rich and the poor. Lack of resources. Jobs. The workforce today, the level of skill required for the workforce today is higher than it's ever been. The high school diploma today, more challenging than it's ever been. The election, we certainly have a country that has some real differences in views. And jobs, there's lots of complexities and lots of challenges. At the same time, I would tell you, I think that there's more opportunity today to make a difference than there has ever been. I mean, there is, and I hope you sense that. So shout out, what are some of those opportunities? What are some of those things that kind of light you up? I think about technology and your generation, and boy, your ease with technology. And the information age, the amount of information that's available to you, the amount of tools. What about education? You know, more of us, go to college these days than ever before. What about philanthropy? You know, last year, more Americans gave to more causes than ever in history. It was $34 billion that Americans gave. A lot of it was to education. So we have this period that you are entering that is the most complex and yet the most opportunity. And that's why it's so important that every single person in this room, every single person prepares. Because we need you all, right, to help make the world a better place. So let's think about what does that mean locally? When I say go local, well, you might not know and this is true, this is honest to God true, that the innovation that is happening in the state of Oregon with education is centered in Klamath. And I truly say that knowing, being in that world. You might think, first of all, how many of you taking dual credit in this room? Right? Wow. You might think it's normal. It's normal that you get bused to KCC or OIT, right? It's normal that you get to take college credit while you're in high school. It's normal that you get to take that career technical course. But I'll tell you, my friends in Portland, we lived in Portland for many years, great city. I get calls though, how are you doing everything you're doing in Klamath? The partnership between the high schools, the Comprehensive Community College of KCC, and I'll talk about what that means, and OIT and other universities is truly remarkable. Many of you probably want to get the heck out of Dodge, right? You want to go, you want to experience the world, and as someone who's lived all over this country and abroad, I get that. But I will tell you, for the ones of you that choose to stay here, whether it's for a year or for your lifetime, or you have to stay here for whatever reason, there is so much innovation happening in this community around education. And the alignment that is happening between the high schools, between the colleges, not only saves you an incredible amount of money, but ensures that you can move seamlessly. Now, of course, I can speak most directly for Klamath Community College. So Klamath, KCC, we have over 20 articulation agreements with OIT. So that means your credits that you're earning now will go to KCC, no loss of credit. We'll go to OIT. Now, you gotta follow the articulation agreement. You can't change your mind a billion times. You gotta work hard. We have those agreements in over 20 programs. We have over 20 agreements with Southern Oregon University. We have a degree partnership program with Oregon State. We have a variety of agreements all over this state. So that if you decide to stay here for whatever reason, not only are you in this innovative place, but you are able to move seamlessly through to get the education that you need to prepare for the complexities in the world that we have today. It is absolutely incredible, and you might not realize this, to have two higher ed partners in the same community and to have the partnerships that we have between ourselves. Wow! It's amazing to have an event like this. Who gets to do this, right? When I was a senior, I don't remember getting to see a national speaker, motivational speaker, and get together as a whole senior class. That's amazing. Let's talk about Oregon, right? Oregon, we get a little beat up about education. I'll tell you what, Oregon is only the second state in the nation to have the Oregon Promise. The statewide commitment to free college for 2 years. We anticipate it will continue. Right? The legislature needs us to confirm that, but we anticipate that. And so that commitment to leveraging the resources between K-12, all the dual credit and college now you're gaining now, to the Comprehensive Community College, which what I mean by that is we have transfer programs and we have career technical programs, to our local university, which is an amazing place, has an amazing rate of job placement, high salaries, or other universities in the region across the state. That is truly amazing, and it prepares you to contribute to your community. It's very unique what we have, and gosh, do that 110% and take advantage of it. So how do you start? Right, where do you start? Well, October 1st is coming. That's a big date. What is October 1st? Do you know? Good job. That's the FAFSA day. First time in history that the federal government has opened up the federal financial aid application that early. They have done that because they want you to know earlier what's your financial aid package, because debt is something to take seriously. You know, it's an investment in your education, but that's something to take seriously. So it means that you got to get in the queue. So those of you that kind of think, well, I'm busy. Right, I got my football games to go to, I got my stuff I gotta do, right? Well, know that the sooner you get in the queue for the FAFSA, the more chance you have at something called the Oregon Opportunity Grant. That's going to start processing across the state in January. It's limited funding. Now, a grant is something you don't have to pay back. So I encourage you now, complete your FAFSA this fall. Get in that queue for that limited funding. Take advantage of local resources, whether it's credits, whether it's applying for the Oregon Promise. I can't tell you how many students last year kind of blew off the deadline, missed the deadline for the Oregon Promise or the Advanced Diploma Program. And later, of course, their plans fell through and they wanted to come and they were out of luck. So even if you think you're going to U of O, always have a backup plan and consider the benefits of staying local. This community has so much to offer, and the educational entities have really come together to serve you, and we need your voices. We need your energy and your ability to help us move forward. I'm going to end with 3 beliefs that I have, and I know I've gotten a little serious, right? So just hang with me here. This is important, though. This is so important. So let me end with three things that I deeply believe. I really spent some time thinking about this, so I hope you'll give me the satisfaction of sharing them, and I hope you'll reflect on some of these ideas that I presented to you today. The first thing is that I believe that everyone has the ability to learn. Every single person in this room has the ability to learn, to make a plan for after college, for after high school, to go to college if you choose. Everybody does. Second belief, when you don't meet your potential, when you kind of passively go through life, and just let whatever come to you, you do an injustice not only to yourself and your family, but you do an injustice to your community. Because with the complexities that we face in the world today, we need all hands on deck. And your generation has so much to offer. You know, I learn from you all the time. So I encourage you to meet your potential. And it really parallels with our speaker's message about 110%, finding who you are, being the person you always wanted to be, and giving back. That's what he did. He put himself out there to serve you, right? And that's why we're here, to serve you. Find your way to serve. And then my third belief that I'll leave you with, it's kind of a cliche statement. We said it a lot when I was in college, but it's so true, about the idea of thinking globally, but acting locally. And I lived in Portland for many years. And I remember sometimes it would strike me that, you know what, Portland's going to be just fine if I leave it. There's lots of people here. When you live in a community of our size, with some of the complexities that we have, and that all communities have really, you can make such a difference, not only in your own life by finding your calling and serving, but in your community. Now, college is going to give you that global perspective. A place like Klamath Community College can start you off. Places like OIT or other universities can get you where you want to go. And that global perspective and that exposure is so important. Considering how other people think, challenging some of your deepest feelings and your beliefs, super, super valuable. But acting locally, thinking about what you can give and the difference you can make, there is nothing more satisfying. And your community needs you, and that's something that you need to find that. So I encourage you to do that. I hope that you'll consider the gift that you've been given by the state of Oregon with things like the Oregon Promise and the Advanced Diploma Program. I hope you know that at Klamath Community College, we seek to serve, and if we can help you on your journey, we would love to do that. I wish you the best no matter where you go, and I look forward to seeing you graduate this fall.